Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks podcast. Ready to talk some Twin Peaks? I'm ready to talk some Twin Peaks. I'm Charles Skaggs, one of your co-hosts here at Next Stop Everywhere. Ghostwood, yeah, that podcast. I only have one or two podcasts. It has to happen sooner or later. And, of course, with me, who probably is much better prepared as far as at least knowing which podcast we're doing, Zan Sprouse. Hi, Zan. How are you?
Hi, Charles. Well, in all fairness, I've only done Next Up Everywhere the one time, so
that's true.
That's not as ingrained in me as it is in you.
I know. So it's like I get these little mnemonics in my head, and then if I don't it's one of those like a choose your own adventure for me. Like I have to go like, okay, I'm going to go down this road for Next Stop Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Go down this road for Ghostwood, this road for Titan Talk, and so anyway.
Got so much geekiness in your life, Charles.
I know.
I don't know how you keep it all straight.
I don't. That's the problem, obviously.
And here we are.
So,
Exhibit A.
Guilty as charged. All right. So, Ghostwood. We're going to talk about today here at episode 55, because 55. You can't drive 55.
Take my license and all that jive.
Yep. We're going to talk what I'm terming, and rather appropriately, given the one of the biggest movies of the year so far, the Endgame of Windom Earle.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, because chess, yeah. Endgame. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I gotcha.
The Endgame of Windom Earle. So
yeah.
What we're going to do is if you remember at episode 54, we talked about the opening moves of Windom Earle, where we kind of recapped the life of Windom Earle as we know it, up through the condemned woman. And now we're going to kind of pick up where we left off and take that to Windom Earle's fun in the Black Lodge, where things don't go quite as planned.
He is in so over his head in the Black Lodge. But
yeah, Windom Earle's Wile E. Coyote super genius plan doesn't quite go as expected.
He's knocking on the door of the Black Lodge saying, "Hello, my name is Mud." So, yes. Unfortunately, Charles, this is one of those episodes. Before we start talking about what we want to talk about.
Yes. So
we have to talk about the absolute last thing we want to talk about.
Right. So we've talked about this before in the sense that we're kind of afraid almost to do our podcast episodes because it seems like, now thankfully it's not every episode, but on a fairly recurring basis, we get breaking news of someone passing. And unfortunately, over the weekend, we got word that sadly Peggy Lipton left us.
Norma Jennings. Hopefully.
Yes.
Norma Jennings Hurley.
Yes. Hopefully Norma Jennings Hurley.
Yes, she has passed away. And it's an incredibly sad thing because she had colon cancer.
Right.
Which is just about one of the worst cancers you could possibly have.
Right. And as someone who had ulcerative colitis and a toxic megacolon and has Crohn's disease, I'm a little sympathetic toward this.
That's the thing. It's not to say that any one cancer is worse than another, because F all cancer.
Yes, F cancer, seriously.
But a very close friend of mine had someone very close to her family pass away of colon cancer, and it was just insidious. It was absolutely insidious.
Right.
And of course, she leaves behind 2 grown daughters and legions and legions of fans. You know, she was a trailblazer in the 60s with the Mod Squad, and then of course we all love her from Twin Peaks. And honestly, Charles, you and I were talking about this a little bit when we first learned that it happened. I'm sad for Ed. You know, my hope is that if there is a season 4,
right,
she has sold the diner to Shelley,
right,
and they have retired somewhere in the woods, and we just don't see them.
Yeah, and we talked about this. You know, we were texting each other, and we both kind of agreed that, at least as the way we see it, Ed and Norma would be better off if we just never heard from them again, just like
Mhm.
Zan just said. Obviously, they could bring Ed back, but at this point, they had their happy ending. They're one of the few characters on Twin Peaks that actually gets a happy ending. So
Let them keep it.
don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Just don't bring Everett McGill back. Just give them their happy ending and say that they lived happily ever after.
Feel free to pay Everett McGill something because he deserves it. But that's the thing. I would love to see Shelley get the diner. Shelley buys the diner.
Right, which makes perfect sense. That Norma would sign it over to her or something.
Yeah,
or just that Norma could own it, but then Shelley would operate it for her.
Right. Well, she sold all of her shares of every other Double R, so I'm thinking this last one going to Shelley would be okay.
Yeah, because then we give Shelley her own income and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Shelley, not that I necessarily want Shelley and Bobby back together. I mean, I kind of do. It's like I kind of do, but then I kind of keep going back to the fact that it's Bobby, so I don't quite know how I feel about it.
Well, remember, Bobby turned his life around, so...
Bobby killed a guy.
Bobby killed a guy. Yes, Bobby killed a guy.
But, Bobby's not Chad. So anyway.
But considering, Shelley's track record with other guys, like
Bobby's
Red.
Excellent. Yeah, I don't
Leo.
I don't want Red getting one red cent of the Double R diner. So there's that.
Out of 3 love interests, Bobby is still the best one of the lot.
Bobby's the best one. And Bobby is, a concerned father, and there's a lot going on there that I think he has going for him, but it's just hard for me with Bobby. So anyway, and then I would also like to see it become Big Jim's gas farm.
Right.
And have Ed sell the gas farm to James, and then James has something that he can do. He can get back to working on cars or bikes, like he always wanted to.
I'm leaving you the big name. So you're now name. It's like a title. You're like I'm passing. You are now officially the new big. Of the gas farm.
Yeah, I would love to see Big Jim's gas farm, and Shelley as the proprietor of the Double R. I think that would be that would be fantastic.
That kind of like a little circle of life kind of thing.
Yeah, and you know what? If Shelley wants to make Heidi her manager of operations, I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
So,
did you happen to hear that the I guess the actress who plays Heidi is having some cancer issues?
No, I have not seen that.
Yeah, I forget reading about that, but that she was having some health problems at least. So hopefully that improves.
Get better, Heidi. Yeah.
Please do.
So, but yes, our hearts go out to the family and friends of Peggy Lipton.
Yeah. I'm wearing my in honor of Peggy Lipton. I'm wearing my Double R Diner shirt.
Oh, where pies go, where they die.
Yep.
Yes, I should be drinking out of my Double R mug, frankly, but and I'm sure you all know her daughter, Rashida Jones.
Right.
From Parks and Recreation, which I just absolutely loved. So,
from her marriage to Quincy Jones, noted record producer back in the day.
Noted record producer, yes, who after his divorce from Peggy Lipton in '89 put out the 1990 classic Back on the Block, his own record. So, Quincy Jones is a legendary producer of records that we really don't want to buy right now. Unfortunately.
He's the producer of records by awkward artists.
Yes, he's the producer of Thriller. So maybe if you feel like you need to listen to Thriller, just think about how the money might go back to Quincy Jones or the family of Rod Temperton, and don't think about anybody else. So, but Quincy Jones is a legendary producer. His daughters are very talented, and he and Peggy Lipton had a fairly amicable divorce, which was impressive in Hollywood. So, our hearts go out to all of them, and we are experiencing a very significant loss here in Twin Peaks land.
So it's always sad to see when one of our favorite beloved Twin Peaks actors passing away.
Mm-hmm.
This is obviously no different. Peggy Lipton was great. We all loved Norma. We were all rooting for her and Ed to finally get together, and thankfully they were both able to return, her and Everett McGill, for the return.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they finally got their happy ending, and they're off listening to Otis Redding's, loving you too long.
Been loving you too long to stop now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So. But
Oh,
yeah, so very sad. But
that'd be
yeah, just I had a couple extra notes for anyone wondering. She was in addition to the Mod Squad, where she played Julie Barnes. She was also in episodes of Alias and Psych.
mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of this series, Alias and Psych. House of Lies recently, Wings, The Invaders back in the day,
Oh yeah.
and even Bewitched. She was in an episode of Bewitched.
She's everywhere.
She's
She's just
everywhere.
amazing. Yeah.
And she was also in the Kevin Costner movie The Postman.
Did anybody see that? I didn't see it.
Well, we know of it. So
we know it was a
we
thing.
know of, yeah, it was a thing. But I just thought I'd
would
mention that.
probably would have just rented it and fast forwarded for her. So
Yeah.
But that's more of a dig on Kevin Costner than it is on you.
Exactly. And that's fair game as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. All right. So, and that was kind of a downer, but we're going to try and shift gears now as we.
Now let's go talk about a psychopath that's trying to murder our hero.
Exactly. Let's awkwardly transition to Windom Earle and pick up where we left off. So.
Do it.
All right. So let's do this thing. So, last time we talked about it, we led everything up, like I said, to the condemned woman. So we pick up the very next episode, Wounds and Scars, which aired on March 28th, 1991.
Which has some fantastic hangover recipes, by the way.
Right. And it's actually a good we actually broke in a pretty good place because in this episode, this is the episode that introduces Annie Blackburn. So this is Heather Graham's first episode as Annie. And she's fine, by the way.
She's fine.
She's fine. But this is where and obviously Annie plays a major role in this storyline from this point on. The Windom Earle saga. So
she does. Well, because unfortunately this is the typical superhero trope that as soon as the supervillain finds out that somebody means something to our hero,
it's the whole Lois Lane, go after the hero's love interest. Yes.
Lois Lane, Mary Jane, all that,
exactly.
Whatever you got.
Yep.
That's how it works.
And, to kind of gender flip Steve Trevor. So.
Yeah, that's true. Steve Trevor for sure. I gotta say though, it's a little bit more, I understand it a little bit more.
Yeah.
With Windom Earle, he's like, well, you have an affair with my wife. I'm going to take your girlfriend.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's a little bit more personal.
Yes, exactly. The stakes are raised because it's somebody you really care about.
Not that I'm condoning it. I'm just saying I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, if you think about it, if you're a villain, and that your arch enemy, the hero, has this weakness, you'd be a fool not to exploit that, right?
I've done more than kill you.
Yes.
I've hurt you.
Yes.
And I want to go on hurting you.
Yes. Nice. Very nice.
Oh!
Con. Yes.
Oh!
Yes. All right. And then that could all segue down a whole big Star Trek rabbit hole for me.
We gotta stop. We gotta just stop.
Let's slam on the brakes now.
Yeah.
All right. So, Leo, getting a nice little treatment from his servant, Leo, because he was bringing him slippers and a pipe and newspaper and
just like the dog he is.
And so, newspaper is especially important because that's where he starts looking for Cooper's next move in the paper.
Right.
And he's kind of mad because he interprets that as a trick, realizing that Dale's going for a stalemate, and which means he has to be receiving help because Cooper could never figure that out on his own.
Yeah, Cooper is not good enough at chess to figure that one out, so he's brought in outside sources.
That's right. Pete Martell.
Chess champion Pete Martell.
Lumberjack, fisherman, and chess aficionado.
He's more of a Renaissance man than I think anybody realizes,
And really good ballroom dancer. And a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, people don't realize that.
But anyway. So, obviously, Windom Earle not too happy about this, and he's got that wacky little bamboo flute of his that he's fond of hitting Leo with, which is always fun.
Well, that's fine. That's
Yeah,
whatever.
we're cool with that.
We are totally cool with that. My thing is
Beat
with
on
that,
the Leo with a wooden flute.
wooden flute. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. When I first watched this, they had there's a scene in the episode where there's a close up on his hand and a ring.
Yeah.
Which you never see again. It was such a red herring. I was like sketching that ring, like what is that gonna mean? And nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, just don't even.
Just messing with you.
Uh-huh.
Probably a wedding ring. Don't take the ring. So Windom Earle decides, hey, now's a good time to put on a disguise. So he goes over to Donna's house and pretends to be her father's friend, Dr.
Gerald
Craig. Yep. She welcomes inside, and he kind of flirts really creepily with her, and then leaves a gift for her father.
Are all the other girls as pretty as you in this family, Mr. Creepy Man?
Yeah. Thanks, Grandpa. Great. That's all I need right now.
Oh my God, yeah, seriously.
It's like I just came off this whole big thing with James, and now I've got you creeping on me. Great.
I got you creeping on me, and then somebody else, or at least I think it's somebody else, sending me creepy-ass poems and making me go to a bar when I'm 18.
Well, that sounds like a great guy. No.
He sounds awesome.
Yeah.
The
So,
thing is, Gerald Craig,
yep.
He's done his research because Gerald Craig was Doc Hayward's college roommate.
Yes.
Who died in a boating accident. He drowned after Dr. Hayward tried to save him.
Exactly. So the Doc and Eileen, they come home and they tell him that they're like, well, hey, he died like years ago. And Eileen ends up calling the
Here, he left you this.
Yeah. So they find out that the number he left was for a cemetery. So right away, this should tell you maybe don't open that.
Yeah, maybe don't open that.
Or at least get the cops involved.
So they do. They call Sheriff to room and they open it up, and lo and behold, it is a chess piece with the next move.
Yeah. So So basically, tells him like, okay, hey, deliver this to Cooper. And while all this is going on, Pete's like trying to use various chessboards to figure out the stalemate game. Found no way to lose, or no way to go forward without losing at least 6 pieces.
Oh, that's too many people.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's a lot of drifters.
Yeah. And then we've got Norma, meanwhile, looking at a flyer for the Miss Twin Peaks contest, and she's urging Shelley to compete in it.
Miss Double R Diner.
Exactly.
What would you do to bring about world peace?
That's pretty. Mädchen Amick is really hilarious in that scene.
Well, I just get all the world leaders together and have them hold hands. Because you can't make a fist holding hands.
That is scarily accurate.
I wasn't exactly very good at being social for my entire life, so...
That is a dead-on impression of Shelley being an airhead bimbo.
I've watched these episodes a few times, yeah.
To your credit.
When you're convinced that the rest of the world hates you, you just want to live in Twin Peaks.
Hey, been there.
Yeah.
I've been there.
We have to Ursat live.
This is why we get along so well, because we both have the same traumas.
We have the same neuroses and the same obsessions. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So Windom Earle gets another disguise, this time as a biker, and he's all creeping on Shelley now, complimenting her.
Walk?
Yeah.
You are really pretty.
And he says that, hey, Shelley, you ought to enter the competition.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yep. So at this point, though, he spots Cooper, who is actually having his first meeting with Annie. So this is where Cooper and Annie meet.
With my all-time favorite joke.
Yes.
Of all time. The penguin joke.
Yep.
Yes.
Annie pours Cooper a cup of coffee, which he notices a scar on her wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you can kind of gather that she's got some history. And then Earl takes off just when Hawk shows up, telling Cooper that there's a problem at the bookhouse because of the whole Harry thing.
Harry is drunk off his ass.
You get it trying to, like, because of He's gone on a bender because of what happened to Josie.
Right.
Truman, what happened to Josie?
What happened to Josie, Truman?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, so Cooper tells Annie he's trying to flirt with her.
Yeah.
Which is adorable because she talks about, he asks how she is and she says, I'm weird. And she's like, I've been in the convent so long I've forgotten all the social niceties. And he tells her, oh no, he doesn't tell her the joke here, does he? He tells her the joke later.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I just realized that, yeah.
That's
okay.
all right.
I'm just excited about the joke, so I'm jumping the gun.
It is a very sweet scene.
Mm-hmm.
Scratch, scratch, scratch. I hear the scratching. All right, so that's it for that episode. So we move on to the next episode, On the Wings of Love.
Only the two of us. Oh,
yeah.
God, why did we have to survive that from the 80s?
I know, right?
God, out of all the stuff I have to remember in this stupid brain of mine.
Now, you've got, granted, a lot of cool things in your brain, but...
Why is that there?
Why is that? Exactly. I wonder stuff like that, too.
Yeah, why is that?
I'm the one who started singing it, remember? So, yeah.
Exactly.
So I should feel even worse. So Doc Hayward notices he's at Harry's office, and there's a bonsai tree there.
I love how nobody thinks to turn the bonsai tree over.
Right. Well, they think, hey, it must be from Josie, right? Because it's a gift from Harry, and it's from Asia, presumably.
Well, I love how nobody knows that bonsai trees are not necessarily Chinese.
Well, they're probably not that educated. Okay.
It's like Asia is just one big place.
Yeah. It was the 90s. So.
Well, it's like what
do they know? From Bruce Lee movies. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that's about it. Probably
that was one of my favorite episodes.
Jackie Chan movies, maybe.
Yeah, of King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Where Khan moves next door.
Mm-hmm.
And Hank Hill says, "So are you Chinese or Japanese?" And he's like, "I'm Laotian. I come from Laos. It's a country." And he gives all this stats about Laos. And then he's quiet for a second, and then Hank says, "So are you Chinese or Japanese?" Because there's only two countries.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Or American people going to a Japanese restaurant.
It's does not compute. God forbid somebody's Korean. And
yeah, seriously.
Right.
Yeah, and or an American or a British person,
or Vietnamese or something like that. Yeah.
Going into a Chinese or going into a Japanese restaurant and asking for a fortune cookie at the end of the meal or something. It's you guys, come on, whatever.
Right. So Doc Hayward tells Harry and Coop about Windom Earle's visit to his home with his next move. Gordon Cole shows up, back from Bend, Oregon.
Bend, Oregon.
And meanwhile, so while this
shout
is going,
shout out to my cousin Kelly and my friend Ben who live in Bend, Oregon.
Nice. While
Nice.
all this is going on, Windom Earle and Leo are listening in through the bonsai plant, which has is bugged.
Pick up the bonsai.
Right.
Turn it over. Seriously. I don't know how hard this is.
Yeah, I know, but. And remember who figures it out accidentally. So Gordon Cole gives some files that says that Windom Earle was on haloperidol, which, hey, wasn't that the same thing that Philip Gerard was on? Haloperidol?
I think it was.
I think it was, possibly to fake his mental illness. And so, although I'm pretty sure he's mentally ill.
Well, I think if you're taking haloperidol
maybe to make the symptoms worse. I don't know.
I think if you're taking haloperidol to fake a mental illness, you're mentally ill. Have you ever read?
Yes.
Have you ever read John Ronson's book, The Psychopath Test?
No.
Where he talks about the psychopath test?
No, I haven't.
He says that there's a guy who faked being a psychopath in order to get out of being or he faked insanity to get out of a crime.
Yeah.
To get out of going to jail.
Yeah, I've heard
stuff like that. And they're basically the fact that you did that means you're a psychopath. That's the thing that's crazy about this.
You've just created a whole self-fulfilling prophecy.
Seriously. Yeah, only a psychopath would do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's I'm not a psychopath, I'm a sociopath that's high functioning, okay? Get it right.
Very different.
Yeah, very different. So it also Cole tells about Windom Earle's involvement with Project Blue Book in 1967. Yeah, with the mayor's brother and all those wacky guys, Garland Briggs.
Yeah.
And this is when Gordon reinstates Cooper into the FBI and gives him his spiffy gun.
And he immediately ditches that flannel for his black suit again.
Right. Well, wouldn't you? You're like, okay, I'm back in the bureau now. Like, I don't need to wear this crap anymore.
Black suit.
It's like fashion upgrade.
I have 80 of these.
Exactly. They're all the same suit. Yeah, I don't have any other colors. So after everybody leaves for breakfast, Windom has Leo choose 3 cards from his hand, which reveal queens, Donna, Audrey, and Shelley. And of course, Windom was nice enough to cut out their faces and glue them onto the playing cards.
Why somebody didn't make those for you to buy off of the Twin Peaks Gazette back in the day, I have no idea.
It's hard to stay inside the lines.
I guess that's what it is. But there are 3 queens and Cooper is the king.
Yep.
And whoever is crowned Miss Twin Peaks is going to die.
Yeah. So.
And if you notice,
yes,
there's a queen missing, and
yes, and well, they have. Well, here's the thing. He says that there's one more queen, but it says the identity of this queen will be the winner of the Miss Twin Peaks contest.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
And then of course Dale is the king.
Yes, Dale is the king.
Yeah. So, but Windom Earle plans that he's going to kill that queen when Cooper's watching. So,
yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, at the library, Audrey Horne runs into Windom Earle in yet another disguise.
Yet another disguise. Yep.
And apparently he raided the entire costume shop. This time he's disguised as poetry teacher Edward Perkins, who has a restaurant chain, presumably. She asked him for help with a poem that he had written her.
Good bakery.
Yeah. Okay, pancakes, not as good as IHOP, but to each their own.
Nothing is as good as IHOP. Yeah.
No. So he basically, she asked him for help with that poem that, hey, just so happened he wrote her, but she doesn't know that.
And he has memorized.
And she has Windom Earle has her read it to him. So basically he gets his rocks off listening to her read his creepy poem.
There's some creepy stuff going down here at the Twin Peaks Library.
Yeah, seriously. So he of course he has to make the comment that, well, you look like a queen, and just before just to kind of make it even more obvious that she's one of his targets. Okay. And while this is going on, Pete calls in another chess move against Windom Earle, and Harry, Cooper, and the guys decide to go a little spelunking in the Owl Cave.
And how do they know to go to Owl Cave?
Because
Annie told him about it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because he's taking a look at the marks on Major Briggs's neck.
Right, and the log lady.
And the log lady's mark, and he's sort of drawing them in different incarnations on a napkin. And Annie, this is after he tells her the joke, says, I see you've been to Owl Cave.
So it must have been in this episode that he told her the joke.
Yeah. The joke, by the way, is...
yeah.
2 penguins are walking on an iceberg. One penguin says to the second penguin, you look like you're wearing a tuxedo. And the second penguin says, maybe I am. I love that joke. It is the greatest joke ever.
And Cooper just thinks it's hilarious. As he tells it. Yeah.
And finally the tables are turned and Harry's like, so how long have you been interested in Annie? He's like, I'm not interested. He's like, Coop, you just tried to tell her a joke. I love how he says you tried to tell her a joke.
Exactly.
You did not succeed, but you tried.
It was a good attempt. He can.
Yeah. So
he gets points for trying.
Yeah.
So Windom Earle, of course, decides.
Just a quick reminder, Charles.
Yes.
You can see it. Oh, what's that?
Hold on, I got you blocked with my...
Yep, blocked.
Okay, there you go. I see it. Yep. Hey, it's her log lady tattoo.
It's my log lady tattoo.
Yeah, yep. So she has the little, double-peaked symbol
that
the log lady has on her leg.
tattooed on the back of my leg, just where the log lady has it on the back of her leg.
Yep.
So, because I am that kind of nerd.
See, that's game. When you're inking yourself for the show, that shows devotion.
That is dedication right there.
Yeah, exactly. So Windom Earle goes to the owl cave as well, where he finds that petroglyph, and with a kind of owl-shaped petroglyph, and he inverts it, which of course causes the cave to start rumbling, and that's our cliffhanger.
Yep, that's our cliffhanger.
So basically, he's kind of reversed the polarity of the owl cave flow.
It's not good. You don't touch owl cave, okay? Not a good idea.
Nope. So we move on to Variations on Relations, the next episode, where we have the Cooper and Harry and everybody going in the owl cave and noticing that, hey, somebody's been here since their last visit. Presumably it was like Goldilocks or something. Determine that, hey, yep, surprise, it's Windom. And Cooper has Andy draw the petroglyph, and Harry asks Harry to call Major Briggs. So we're going to bring Briggs in now to the storyline. And Windom Earle tells the story of the Black and White Lodges to Leo, and also a guy named Rusty Tomasky.
Poor Rusty.
Not Rusty Venture, Rusty Tomasky, who's played by Ted Raimi, brother of Sam Raimi.
Awesome.
As an Evil Dead Spider-Man Sam Raimi.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So early appearance of Ted Raimi. And, of course, Ted Raimi did a lot of stuff like on Xena and all that because of his connection to Sam.
Yep.
And also I believe he was on that Sequest DSV back in the day, too.
I think so, too, yeah.
If I remember that correctly. See, that's the kind of crap that's in my head. Knowing where Ted Raimi was on Sequest.
You've got that crap in your head. I've got that crap in my house. I've got tons of Sequest. I have Sequest props all over my house. So.
Hilarious. So Rusty is apparently this guy he picked up, promised beer and a party, and Rusty was dumb enough to believe him.
It does not take much for Rusty.
No.
And the party is a papier-mâché party.
The party never stops at Windom Earle's cabin.
At Windom Earle's cabin off the grid.
Exactly.
So, Rusty gets killed and put into a giant papier-mâché pawn.
Right.
Chess piece.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So Windom Earle goes through this whole big deal because obviously Leo's probably not as coordinated to do this.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he does this whole big papier-mâché sculpture around Rusty. But Rusty's still alive. He's just kind of like, he keeps feeding him beer, and then eventually he just shoots him in the head.
Mm-hmm. When's everybody else getting here? It's like, you're getting, walled up into a giant chess piece. I think you should probably stop being concerned with when the party's going to start.
Yeah. Cooper goes to the Double R and invites Annie to go on a nature study with him.
Sexy.
Yeah, exactly, right? Remember, Cooper is really bad at this.
Cooper's really bad at this, yes.
He is. Shelley recites the poem that she got, that she found with, or was given with her, Donna, and Audrey. And then Cooper says, let me take this. And he takes the copy. And Cooper has Hawk get the section of the poem given to Donna, and then Leo's arrest report. And then Major Briggs shows up and notices that Andy's drawing the petroglyph on the conference room blackboard, which is kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
So he could stare at it a lot. And he helps him correct some lines. And then Cooper requests Briggs' help with a case, asks for some information on Windom Earle's activity with Project Blue Book. Mm-hmm. And the Major agrees on the grounds that, hey, as long as the information will prevent, people dying, I'm okay with that.
Yes, Major Briggs is a very noble person.
Right, but, he realizes the moral imperative on this one.
This is a moral imperative.
Exactly. So he says, well, hey, I've seen that petroglyph before. And by this time, Hawk brings Leo's arrest report, matching his handwriting with the poem, so they know Leo wrote it.
Yep, and which is later confirmed by Shelley that is in fact Leo's handwriting.
Yeah. So Dale and Annie go on their nature study, and they get all cutesy and lovey-dovey, and then they talk about their seriously effed up pasts, and they share their first kiss because hey, we're getting close to the season finale. We got to get this going.
Mm-hmm.
And then Windom Earle just so happens to be creeping on them at the in the lake or whatever.
Gross.
This time disguised as a fisherman.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he raided the whole freaking costume store.
Yeah, we're up to 19 costumes.
I know. So, and then we talked about what happened with Rusty, and they basically there's the end of the episode with at the park's gazebo where there's this big wooden crate. Of course, it's from Windom Earle, and they think it's a bomb, but of course, when they open the box, surprise, it's Rusty.
Cooper's got to shoot it open from 100 feet away. And,
exactly. Yeah. Be all badass. Well, he got that new gun. He has to test it out, right?
I know. Ready to get his gun back. He's like, damn, missed you.
Mm-hmm. Sweet, sweet gun that I sleep with, under my pillow, like James Bond. All right.
Or wouldn't you? I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, given the town that he's in, yes, I'd say so.
Oh my God, yeah, seriously.
All right, so that takes us to the next episode, The Path to the Black Lodge. And the cops remove Rusty's body from the gazebo, and as Cooper and Truman question a friend of Rusty's, who tells them he was passing by Twin Peaks with his band, and Rusty went with a guy who offered him beer because he's an idiot like that.
Because he's an idiot.
And Cooper decides, well, Windom Earle must be playing off the board.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Windom Earle doesn't know what the heck he's doing.
He's nuts, so he's not really playing on any board, really. Major Briggs, meets with Cooper and Harry to talk about the Project Blue Book stuff now. And he says that Windom Earle became obsessive and violent and was dropped from the project. And he showed them some footage of Earle speaking about Dugpas and a place called, you guessed it, the Black Lodge. The
Black Lodge. So he's been obsessed with the lodge for a while. And right. I think, like I said this before, when Cooper went to Twin Peaks, it just became the perfect
storm. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so Cooper realizes that... Go ahead.
I'm just going to say it's some crazy Count of Monte Cristo going on here for Windom Earle.
Yeah, so Cooper figures out that, Windom Earle's real motivation for coming to Twin Peaks was to find the Black Lodge, no kidding. And he knows, obviously, more than they do. No surprise. No surprise there as well. Let's see. Windom Earle, meanwhile, plans to go with Leo to ambush Major Briggs. And they do so in a really weird way.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Cooper meets with Shelley, Audrey, and Donna about the poem and asks about any strange encounters that they had with them, which, of course, they did. Hell yes. And tells them to check in with the sheriffs, twice daily.
Seriously, yeah. Right. Just make sure that you're fine because there's a real psycho that knows your address. Yeah.
Yeah, and can basically find you anywhere, it seems like. Windom Earle tells Leo about the Dugpas, and as Leo's cleaning off a table saw, and Leo notices that Shelley is on one of the Queen cards.
This is the only remotely decent thing that Leo has ever done.
Exactly.
In the history of Leo.
Right. And Wyndham's expressing some doubt about whether Leo loves Shelley.
Love Shelley.
Yeah, exactly. So Leo managed to get a hold, though, of Wyndham's shock collar remote.
And he thinks it's like a garage door opener, not realizing that it has to do with the fact that it's
I think he thinks it's almost like a hey,
like a taser.
If I exactly like a taser, like hey, he used it on me, so now I'll use it on him.
So he points it at Windom Earle and then just shocks himself.
He zaps himself, the idiot.
Poor Leo.
All right, that's gonna be I gotta do this here.
Yep. Yeah, please do.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
So great. Yeah.
So let's see, and of course, Windom Earle's just cracking up at this. Major Briggs ends up going through the woods, as you do, at night, And then he ends up encountering two guys in a horse costume. Gee, I wonder who this could be. And they pull out a dart gun, and they take him, like knock him out. Dart in your neck.
Oop, dart in your neck.
Oop, dart in your neck. Yep. That's one of my favorite lines from Mystery Science Theater, by the way.
Is that Mystery Science Theater?
I think it is.
Because I thought it was C-Lab 2021.
Oh, maybe it is.
That's what I know. It's
you might be. You might. I think you're right about that.
Oh God, what is his name?
Dart in your neck. Yeah.
It's the one who's always in the chair, and I can't think of his name. The one that creates.
It's been a while since.
The one that creates Stimutax.
Yeah.
It's the Stimutax episode where Dr. Quinn figures out what's going on with Stimutax, and then he shoots him. He's like, "Oop, dart in your neck."
That's it. That's got to be it. Yeah. That's got to be it. I think you're absolutely right. I stand corrected. I'm going to give a point to Zan on that one.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep, going to mark one up for Zan there. Of course, Windom Earle takes the head off, and it's like, hey, they're inside the costume laughing, or at least Windom Earle is. They back at the cabin. Windom Earle interrogates Major Briggs about the owl cave, but the Major's like, I'm not at liberty to give that information.
Mm-hmm.
Until he injects him with some kind of truth serum. I don't know if that's also haloperidol.
I love truth serum. It's like the craziest concept ever. It's like, and anytime like a show or a movie brings that out, you're like, oh, they are pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, pretty much. Truth serum. Yeah, there is truth serum. But yeah,
I just think it's funny. It just cracks me up.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Briggs eventually, after the effects, reveals that, hey, I saw the petroglyph in a dream when he was disappeared. And he's, back then. And he says that there's a time if Jupiter and Saturn meet, they will receive you. So this gets
when
all kind of.
The moon is in the seventh house.
Exactly. This gets all Age of Aquarius song pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then he starts uttering some like indistinguishable words that apparently sound a lot like that gum you like is coming back in style backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Annie, meanwhile, decides, hey, I think I will enter Miss Twin Peaks.
Oh, and I need some help writing a speech.
Exactly. I have never done this before. And then at this point, the giant comes out of nowhere going, no, waving his arms in slow motion.
This is a really bad idea.
It's like, idiot. And then, of course, Cooper completely ignores that warning.
Cooper is about to get some.
This is true. Like I said, guys, they start.
It's a very, very sweet moment where he's helping her do her speech, and it's very cute. And then they start making out, and he says, "I don't want to talk about trees anymore. All I know is I want to make love with you." And it's so sweet and nice.
He wants to get some sweet loving down by the fire.
Oh, seriously. Actually, I think that when Cooper and Annie have sex, Julie Cruz's "Mystery of Love" plays in the background.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a little sweeter than that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
exactly. Let's see what else. Leo and the Major are disturbed by computer noises as Windom Earle discovers that the petroglyph is actually a map to the Black Lodge.
He's got
his old like Apple IIe computer, and he calculates this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And meanwhile, deep in the woods in Glastonbury Grove, a light appears, and guess who steps out from that light with his arm?
Yeah, he just kind of reaches out and kind of shakes the air.
You see that little bit of the blue denim jacket?
And he just snaps back, and then there he is. Yep. He's just right there.
He popped out of the ground like daisies.
Oh, it's so scary.
Yep. So Bob's back, everybody. Everybody run. And that takes us to Miss Twin Peaks, the penultimate episode of the original series.
And the best
Yes.
costume of Windom Earle.
Right. Now, a little side note, Miss Twin Peaks and Beyond Life and Death, they aired those back to back. Even though they're two separate episodes, back in the day, it was like a 2-hour finale.
Yep.
Because most shows that are worth their weight, especially if they've been around a while or there's a lot going on, deserve a 2-hour finale. And
Yes, they certainly do.
And I'm looking at you, Gotham, because that just recently happened with 1-hour finale and it was horribly rushed. So.
Oh, was it? Yeah, I didn't catch that episode.
Yeah, it was. And, there's been the argument about Game of Thrones rushing through its final season recently as well. So.
Well, Game of Thrones has, Game of Thrones is a perfect metaphor for life, I think.
Yeah.
It's just freaking disappointing.
It never turns out exactly like you thought it would. It doesn't quite live up to...
You want something to happen and then somebody...
Yeah. It doesn't quite live up to the fanfic, does it?
Nope. It's all insanity.
Yeah, exactly.
All insanity all the time.
All right. So Leo and Major Briggs are chained up in the cabin. Leo finds a key that releases the Major. So the Major gets out, and in probably Leo's noblest moment ever, he tells the Major to save Shelley.
The best thing he ever did.
Yes.
Seriously.
It's like, you actually were capable of a selfless act. Crazy.
How? Yeah, how? Because he knows. Because
right.
after Windom Earle finds out, he ties him up in this weird contraption where if he moves too much, he's going to get spider bites. Mm-hmm. He's got tarantulas all over him. I mean, this is not going to end well for Leo.
Well, the tarantulas won't kill him anyway, especially as Albert's autopsy revealed.
It'll just really, really hurt.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Doesn't kill him. Tarantulas don't have the poison. That'll kill you.
I got a tarantula poison there.
It'll kill you. It'll kill you. Exactly.
Seriously.
That must have been where my brain was going with that. Let's see. So, Windom Earle shows up, finds out, hey, the Major's gone. Uh-oh. And he holds a bag up to Leo, and this is where he has a new game, and this is where the tarantulas come into play. All right. Meanwhile, at the station, Andy is studying the Owl Cave petroglyph again and again and again.
Andy just packed a lunch, and he's going to try and see the sailboat.
Exactly. Nice reference. Nice Mallrats reference. Very
Thank
good.
you very much.
Well played. Everybody sees the sailboat. Me.
Except for me.
Kicks it over. Turns over the table.
Willem finally saw the sailboat. Yeah? Not really. Aw. So.
Cooper tells Harry that he believes Windom Earle has targeted Major Briggs. No kidding. Then Cooper admits to Truman that, did I mention that, when Josie died, I saw Bob. And I'm only just now telling you this.
I'm just now mentioning it, even though it's really freaking important.
Yeah. Especially since, hey, your girlfriend only weighed 65 pounds.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's way more than the 21 grams that the usual soul weighs. So.
And he says that, Bob was feeding off Josie's fear leading to her death. So basically, she lost about, 40 pounds of fear that he snacked on, going nom, 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 nom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how she was living her life, was in complete and total fear.
Right.
That's what she was made of, fear.
Yep. It's a hell of a diet plan. Having listened to this, Windom Earle has an epiphany, learns that, hey, fear is the key to the Black Lodge.
That's what's going to open it up, because that's what Bob likes.
Yep. Major Briggs, go ahead.
Still wildly underestimating Bob's power, though. Wildly underestimating it.
I love it. I love that leap of logic, though. Okay, Josie died from fear, therefore that's the key to the Black Lodge. Okay.
All right, sure. Whatever, wackadoo.
Well, he's right, apparently.
Yeah.
I'll give him credit for that. Major Briggs stumbles back into civilization.
Again.
Yep. He's, after, going out partying with the bros, and encounters Hawk, who takes him back to the station. And here it is. Yeah, he was under haloperidol, because while he's under the influence of haloperidol, the Major speaks incoherently to Cooper and Truman, and then Andy comes back in to stare at the petroglyph some more.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cooper points out the planetary positions on the petroglyph, as the conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn is the key to opening the lodge. Well, wait, I thought fear was. So is it fear plus Jupiter plus Saturn equals Black Lodge?
This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
Yep. And Briggs says that fear and love open the doors,
Mm-hmm.
and mentions a queen. And Cooper realizes, hey, that's the winner of the Miss Twin Peaks contest that just so happens to be going on right now.
And that's probably going to be my girlfriend, so get in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is the spawning of the cage and aquarium.
Right. And it's at this point that Andy finally has his big epiphany. Bing! Light bulb. About the petroglyph. But hey,
It's a map.
But he gets ignored, though. And he knocks over the bonsai plant.
Lo and behold, somebody finally found the
exactly.
Yeah,
basically, like Andy's big ass knocks over the bonsai plant, and he's the one who figures it out that they've been being bugged all this time.
I love how Andy's detective work is all accidental.
Well, you know what it is? It's kind of like Inspector Clouseau in the Pink Panther movies.
Totally, yeah.
You know,
exactly.
like because Clouseau, he's completely incompetent and a klutz, but he gets results. He gets promoted.
He gets results.
He gets, like awarded this big medal ceremony because of his accomplishments that he just stumbled through in pure dumb luck. And
Herbert Lom has to go to a mental institution.
Exactly. Yeah. Because Herbert Lom's going, look, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me here? He's like, this guy's a complete moron, and you're honoring him? So that's, of course, sends him over the edge, and that's a whole big Pink Panther discussion I could go down.
And then there's a laser. And,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Then he goes full Blofeld or Goldfinger, take your pick, and starts trying to like turn people invisible and all that stuff. So turns himself invisible.
It goes a little bit crazy after that.
Yeah, it does. Exactly. You just roll with it. But anyway, back to Twin Peaks. Okay. Let's see here. So, everybody's ignoring Andy because like Cooper and Truman are out the door, and Andy's trying to tell them about the map, and they're just like, "Whatever, dude. We got things to worry about.
We got ladies to save."
Exactly. So, at the Miss Twin Peaks contest.
We have some great talent here in Twin Peaks, don't we?
Pretty much, yeah. So, Lucy tap dances during this thing. This is pretty...
Love that, yeah.
Yeah, bizarre. And then Bobby looks out to the crowd, sees the log lady, but then sees another log lady backstage. So basically, this turns into the whole Spider-Man meme of like pointing, like log ladies pointing at each other, going.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then he looks out again, Bobby does, to see that the log lady has disappeared. The log lady stole Pete's truck. And so he goes to the one backstage as is knocked out by her, revealing that, surprise, it's Windom Earle in another disguise.
Another disguise.
But this time in a log lady disguise.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. It actually was a pretty good disguise.
Mm-hmm. It is a pretty good disguise, yeah.
It's like some serious log lady cosplay he's doing.
So, Charles, remind me, what is it? It's something jazz erotica. What is it?
Fusion jazz erotica.
Is it fusion jazz erotica?
I think it's fusion jazz erotica.
Yeah, something like that. Modern jazz erotica. I don't remember, but yeah, that's so we have Lana,
or jazz fusion erotica, something like that.
I don't want to watch the dance again to find out.
You can probably Google it.
Yes, because another controversy that's going on is that Lana has tried to rig it so she's going to win.
Right, and she kind of has because she's already got the mayor wrapped around her finger, and she's working on Dick Tremaine
in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
But
the third judge,
Annie, just gives such a good speech.
Yep.
That everybody votes for her.
Isn't Norma the third judge?
Norma's the third judge, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember, but I'm pretty sure that was it.
Yeah.
So after the votes come in, Yeah, Doc Hayward announces Annie is the contest winner. Remember? No.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Windom Earle shuts the lights and turns on this like really cool strobe effect.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like waiting for the techno music, like the system is down. The system is down.
The system is down. Yeah.
The cheat is grounded.
Grounded.
How many times I told you not to play with the light switch?
We installed that light switch that you could reach for you not to play with.
I love that. I love that one. I think that's my favorite Strong Bad one.
That's a really, 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 really good one, I have to admit.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. And he even has Smoke Bomb. So Smoke Bomb. In the chaos, Nadine gets hit on the head by a sandbag. Dope. And Windom Earle kidnaps Annie.
Mm-hmm.
And when the lights turn back on, Andy finally finds Cooper and says, Agent Cooper, it's a map. Oh my God. Zan just pulled out Strong Bad Sings and other type hits.
Track 1.
I need to burn this copy.
Mm-hmm.
I need to burn me a copy of this.
Pretty amazing.
That is all kinds of amazing.
Yep.
That is epic. I could spend an entire month just like copying stuff from your record collection.
Come on over and hang out with the soundtrack section. Feel free.
I'm so envious.
Yeah, because I don't know if I showed you what I got.
Because everybody, out there in podcast land, you can't see what I'm looking at, but I'm seeing like walls and walls of CDs every time I talk to Zan. Oh, and you got the new, speaking of Twin Peaks, you got the new spiffy vinyl version of the Twin Peaks Season 2 soundtrack. That was out for Record Store Day, right? And you open it up, and it's got a spiffy Cooper and a Laura Palmer all wrapped in plastic. Pictures.
She's dead.
She's dead, wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, I didn't think I mentioned that after Record Store Day, but yeah, I was able to.
Yeah, I figured
on this
because I know how big you are in Record Store Day, and you're kind of a vinyl geek, so yeah.
Yep.
So I'm
a soundtrack geek, and
serious
I take
respect.
Soundtracks wherever I can get them. So
I would love to get vinyl, but I have nowhere to put them. I have a hard enough time finding room for my CDs.
I hear you.
So
because behind Charles is nothing but comic books.
Exactly. So I got my own obsessions to worry about.
Yeah, he's got I don't need any more problems, just like I do.
Oh, and and Zan is in a much bigger place than I live in, so yeah. that's a whole nother therapy bill right there that I can talk about.
I make space for this crap. Yeah, I don't exactly have like a guest room or anything that would be worthwhile in my life, but yeah. So.
Yeah. All right, so that brings us to, you guessed it, Beyond Life and Death.
All right.
The original series finale that aired on June 10th, 1991, written by Mark Frost, Harley Peyton, Robert Engels, and David Lynch, directed by David Lynch.
Can it get any better with Twin Peaks right there?
This is pretty much, like all the best writers and David Lynch.
And,
directed by David Lynch. So this is as good as it gets, and yes, it is, as advertised on the box, as good as it gets. It's a solid finale to the show.
So we were talking on Facebook, a friend of mine the other day, because everybody's been so up in arms about Game of Thrones, which is not over, by the way, until
Sunday.
This coming Sunday as we record this. It'll probably be over by the time. Sunday. It is the showdown of the Baratheons.
Yep.
And the Targaryens. So, people were saying, what is a good series finale?
Right.
And this is going to sound a little like blasphemy here on Ghostwood.
Okay.
But in my opinion...
Okay. It's an opinion.
It's an opinion, yes. The greatest final episode of a series in the history of television.
Yeah.
Is Breaking Bad.
It's up there. I'll give it... I don't think... I know why people like it. Because I've watched it. I've watched Breaking Bad. I saw the finale. Mm-hmm. It was very good.
Keep in mind.
Yes.
I love revenge stories.
Right.
So for me, it's like the ultimate revenge story, right?
Right.
And as much as I hate this ending, it's a fantastic ending to the story.
Right. As frustrating as it was. Now, nowadays, it's not as frustrating because, hey, we finally got, a third season in 2017.
We have new, all more frustrating episodes.
Exactly. So for everybody that was like me, because remember, I watched this originally back in the day.
Me too. I watched this happen live.
So we watched this live, and we're screaming at the television when written by Mark or executive produced by Mark Frost and David Lynch came up.
Screaming, top of our lungs.
Screaming.
Yeah.
So that can't be it. Well, now that whole cliffhanger that drove us insane back in the day was dealt with 25 years later in the show wise. And now we have a whole new, different cliffhanger to be insanely frustrated for and wondering if we'll ever get to see resolved.
We have a whole new set of problems now.
Exactly. Yeah. So now we can watch this one and go, okay, I know what's going to happen. I'm not as traumatized as I used to be.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we got that going for us, which is nice.
Yeah.
So
where are you at, Charles?
So, of course, I'm at the 1 minute, 31 second mark, the black screen.
All right. Let me make sure I'm there with you.
The Black Lodge screen.
And there we go.
And let me get my secondary headphones in.
Because we're high tech here.
All right. So I can actually hear the audio in this.
Nice.
All right.
Charles, you got a haircut.
Nah, kind of. I just tidied it up a little bit.
Nice. Very nice.
But thank you.
I got one too, but my hair's pulled back. You can't tell. But I cut off.
I thought it looked shorter.
I got a major haircut.
Oh wow, you did. It looks cool.
It's better.
That's a good length for you.
It is. I should keep it this length more often. I don't, just because of laziness and bad time management.
Yeah. Well, and it's going to be better for summer.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah, because I know that Lori, when she likes to grow hers really long, and then she finally cuts it, and it's like it's exactly like a pound of hair gets taken off your head.
Mm-hmm. It's excellent.
Yeah, it's like, I can lift my head up now.
Yep.
All right, so we're here, 1 minute 31 seconds, and I get that there, everybody. So all you playing at home in podcast land, if you want to go right along with us, we will do our commentary of the Twin Peaks original series finale, Beyond Life and Death.
You want to count us down?
I will, because we'd already talked about this way back in episode 5. We ran it down, but this is the commentary version. So here,
the episode's 50, so nice. We discussed it twice.
Exactly 50 episodes later, because we talked about that one in 27. Was it? I wrote this down. Hold on.
2017?
Yep, May 2017, May 11th. So almost exactly 2 years.
Wow, we did pretty good with that.
Yeah. So basically we've done 50 episodes in 2 years.
None of this was planned, kids, just so you know.
It's so deep. It's so wide. You're inside synchronicity. That's a Synchronicity 1 lyrics, by the way. Yep. All right. So we're ready, everybody. If you're all set, we will press the magic button in 3, 2, 1. Doink.
Doink. Okay. Aw.
We have Andy and Lucy.
Aw. So scared. Punky. I want to know where that nickname came from. Yeah.
He used it in The Return, remember?
Yeah, he's always called her that. I just want to know because,
your origin of it?
Yeah. And while Kimmy Robertson does have green hair in real life,
yes,
she's not much of a punk when she's Lucy. So. That's why.
I see what you're saying.
I love
punky.
This line.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I love this line. And I'd help you have that baby right there in front of God and everybody. And this little gasp of hers right here. I love you. Makes you wonder, was that possibly the first time they ever said that to each other?
At least on screen it was.
At least on screen, yeah.
Cooper, meanwhile. Meanwhile. Directed by David Lynch. And this episode is much better for it.
I think so. Yeah. We have to look at this map to find Windom Earle.
Right.
And he's like, this is not a map.
It's just like a sketch from a cave drawing.
Yeah. One chance out between two worlds.
Walk with
Fire. Walk
Me.
Grand Theft Auto!
Yep, here we go. Theft Auto. The log lady stole my truck.
Oh, my truck.
That's one of my favorite all-time Pete lines.
I just love him walking in, Grand Theft Auto!
Yep.
And you're like, dude, even at this point, a 68 Dodge pickup is a 21-year-old car, man.
Right.
Come on. And I love how he says, Cooper's trying to tell him that, the log lady didn't steal your truck. The log lady's going to be here in a few minutes.
Yep.
Just knock it off. But, he just does not believe Cooper. He just...
No, he's convinced. Yeah. He's locked in to his theory.
Ghostwood. Hey, that's us.
Glastonbury, King Arthur's buried in England.
Mm-hmm. Now, see, that is a delicious, delicious crime that has been committed.
Yeah.
That there's 12 rainbow trout are in the bed of his truck.
Right.
That's a delicious problem right there. I want to get those fish back.
Deep fry those bad boys.
Deep fry them up on a Friday.
Yep.
King Arthur's buried in England. And I love how he says it like he really knows something. You guys are idiots. King Arthur's buried in England. Where's my damn truck?
Right. And the log lady comes in and brings oil from Glastonbury Grove. Or at least, no, this is the oil that her husband left her, wasn't it?
This is the oil, yes. This is the oil her husband left her. And she's just looking at him like... And I feel like we just saw, every argument they ever had when they were married.
Right.
The two of them.
Well, I love this look. Cooper's smiling as he's holding it, and then he, opens it up and gets this little whiff from it.
Yeah. It's like they probably just argued. He, pointed at her and, accused her of shit, and then she just ignored him and walked away.
It's like, log lady, this is maple syrup.
Yeah. That's what I would like to believe that Catherine Colston and Jack Nance's marriage was like, was that moment right there.
Right. Oh, and here's somebody we haven't seen in forever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh.
Old Ronette Pulaski, who got herself a nice do.
She does. She's got a nice haircut.
Yeah, because she was doing that whole frizzy thing before, but now it looks pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very adult, much more adult.
Pretty nice leather jacket going on there.
Yep.
So, doesn't smell good. Scary.
Do you smell fish? I smell fish.
This is a frightening moment.
Now, Kenneth Welsh does a really great job being all creepy with his flashlight here. He uses he's so good, and it's a credit to Lynch with the way he directs this. I think that he's got Annie's, Annie's head is pressed against the back window of the pickup of the cab, and that flashlight lights up her face,
and then lights up his face,
yes.
And then it's just...
And as they go walking through the woods, it's all over the place.
And she's probably looking at the trout going, you know what?
Yep.
What the hell is going to happen here tonight? Is this going to be some sort of horrific Led Zeppelin murder going on here?
But Lynch must love flashlights and the idea of flashlights in woods being all creepy and menacing.
It's very creepy.
It is.
Yeah.
And here we are at Glastonbury Grove. Come for the scorch engine oil. Stay
for the atmosphere.
Stay for the fun.
Yeah. Looks like a boob. That's a movie that you don't see very much because it's not very good.
What?
Milk Money with Ed Harris and Melanie Griffith.
I've never seen that movie.
It's kind of adorable, but it's also kind of really stupid. It's got great people. It's Ed Harris, Melanie Griffith, Malcolm McDowell.
Ooh.
It's not that bad, but it's
interesting. Ed Harris is a great actor.
Ed Harris is fantastic, and I
love him on Westworld.
I can watch any Ed Harris movie with the sound on or the sound off.
And now here's Annie, just as she steps into the circle, she's kind of hypnotized.
A little bit. Annie zombie. She's fine.
Yep, she's fine.
You'll not run from
And
me
this
now.
is the last. That was the last bit of dialogue we'll get. No, until Firewalk with Me.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no, maybe not. I can't remember if there's dialogue. She gets dialogue in the lodge. But yep, there's those spiffy red curtains.
She does get some, but it's like it's kind of Annie,
this-
it's kind of Caroline.
That's true. She
You know?
kind of goes back and forth. You're right.
Yeah. So.
Say that's a catchy theme. So Nadine and Mike, excuse me, have head
They got hit on the head.
Yep.
And in typical classic TV fashion,
Yep.
hit on the head gives you amnesia, hit on the head gets rid of amnesia.
Exactly. Well, you know, Twin Peaks is kind of like that parody of a soap opera, so.
It's totally, it's Invitation to Love.
Yeah. And of course, you know, you've got Mike who thinks, well, hey, you know, like I'm all like Nadine's now my girlfriend, so now Ed and Norma can be together. But that's not the case anymore.
And Mike actually realizes that he kind of loves Nadine.
Right.
And then that tree hit me.
Well, you know, once you've had that adrenaline, you can't turn back.
Do you have any idea what a combination of sexual maturity and superhuman strength can result in? So, yeah. It's like I kind of feel bad for Mike in this scene.
Well, you kind of feel bad for everybody because this kind of screws up everybody's plans.
But you know, it's like the fact that I kind of feel bad for Mike is a real testament to, you know.
Yeah.
Of,
well, if you notice, Mike was a much better person once he was away from Bobby.
Oh yeah, totally. They just fed into each other's bullshit.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because they were the bromance.
I still don't understand why. Oh my god, look at that painting.
I know it's got lamps that actually are lit.
Oh god,
have lights behind them.
It's so good.
I never noticed that before.
I know, isn't that great?
That's great.
Oh, it's so heartbreaking. It's even worse right now. Yep. I miss you so much, Peggy Lipton.
Yeah, it's hard.
And it's going to be another 25 years before she drinks her protein shakes and realizes that she's in love with Dr. Jacoby.
Yep.
Oh, what was his name?
Who?
What was his
Dr. Amp?
Dr. Amp, yes, thank you. I could not think of it.
How could you not remember Dr. Amp?
Because I've lost my mind. Because, Charles, that's
the grief.
The tree hit me.
Oh, yeah. The sandbag.
Yeah. 35, you moron.
You think?
You know what bothers me? Is that I am 7 years older than these people are in this moment right here.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little
upsetting
disturbing
to me.
That's even more upsetting to me. I have 8 years on you, so yes.
That's right. That's the thing. Yeah, you're 15 years older than this crew.
Don't remind me.
Well, not yet. You got a couple of weeks, don't you?
I got about a month.
Yeah, you got about a month. Oh boy.
And here's Ben with his Save the Pine Weasel button.
Let's just open old wounds and open cans of worms that we didn't need to open. Benjamin Horn. For those of you keeping score at home, Benjamin Horn is actually Donna Hayward's father.
Exactly. So this is where Ben salts the earth and sets it on fire.
Mm-hmm. And
his scorched earth policy of telling everybody that Donna's his daughter.
Now that I've gone and watched this again after seeing The Return and seeing Ben go back to being a jerk.
Yeah.
He's not a full-on jerk, but he's not that great.
No, he's not that great.
He's
better than he was.
I think this is what does it. I think this, and then what happens to Audrey, I think he says, you know what? Bad things happen when I'm a good guy.
Right.
Good things happen when I'm a bad guy. This doesn't take a genius.
You know, if this show hadn't been brought back for The Return, would they have just left? I guess Ben would have been left for dead.
I kind of assumed he was dead.
I thought he was dead. Yeah, because the end is because what we're seeing here. Yeah, so Doc Hayward sweet old Doc Hayward goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and punches Ben Horn into the mantelpiece.
Mm-hmm. And then wham!
And basically, like, Ben has blood all over his forehead, so we're thinking, did Doc Hayward just kill Ben Horn?
I know, right? And the thing is like, bad things happen when he's a good guy, bad things happen when he's a bad guy, so why doesn't he just make a little money out of this, you know?
Right.
So I think this really gets to him. Oh.
And here we have the long-running bit where they're trying to open up the box, the safety deposit box.
Andrew and
with the key under the cake dish.
Yeah, Andrew and Catherine.
Yes.
Do not trust each other.
Right. And then Pete walks in.
Andrew, I'm going to tell you something. You don't want to open this box. You really want Catherine to open the box. Trust me.
And then Ed 209 comes out. You have
You're
30
fired!
seconds. You have 30 seconds to comply. You now have 20 seconds to comply.
I had to kill Ben Horn because he made a mistake. Time to erase that mistake. Whatever he's paying, I'll double it.
One-eyed Jack's girls leave.
So now we find.
You got that.
I love you, girls. Intelligent women are just so sexy.
All right, so here we have
Cooper. You gotta call me.
Cooper and Truman show up,
and they find some trout. And
yeah, they're like, but there's fish in the bed. We should just go fry them. Oh, get ourselves, protein's important.
We gotta. I'm not gonna eat probably for the next 25 years.
Yeah, that's true. I need a snack first.
I am gonna be very Erev hungry pretty soon.
Exactly. Nice. You should have packed a Snickers.
Because you're not you when you're hungry.
Yep.
Did I just do a commercial?
You're your doppelganger when you're hungry.
You're your doppelganger when you're hungry. Snickers,
Thank you.
Come on. You got to pay us for that one because that one's good.
Thank you. Yeah. I am a professional writer. You have to pay me for that.
Seriously, you have to. That bill is very real. You need to pay me. Oh my God! What is the name of that character from C-Lab 2021?
Well, IMDb can tell you. So anyway,
I'll have to later. All right, so
yeah, I was gonna say
So we're looking through the woods here.
We gotta focus Zan. We gotta have to focus Zan a little bit.
Well, we got about 10 minutes of walking through the woods here and just creeping me out.
Okay.
So.
But it's David Lynch walking through the woods, so it's really cool.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's one of Lynch's, to his credit that he can make just something so mundane look so interesting and arresting.
Yeah, and you know what I'm going to say to you, Harry? Keep up and keep your eye on Cooper, damn it.
The owls are not what they seem.
Not what they seem.
That's Bob. Hey, Bob.
Yeah. If you had just kept up with him and kept your eye on him.
All right. Cooper, do yourself a favor and just tip the F away from that grove right now.
Exactly.
Save yourself a lot of problems.
Sparks, by the way.
Just write Annie off. You're not going to get back with her. It's over. It's donezo.
It's a typical Cooper relationship. It's just going to end in heartache.
Exactly. You've got your true love, your gun, so you might as well just be happy with that.
And you'll see me.
Yep.
Ew. Don't do it.
You know he wants
Harry, keep up with him.
You know he wants to dip his finger in that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Stay away from it. You're going to get a coffee mug full of it in about 20 minutes. It'll be...
Exactly.
Just walk away.
You mean like this coffee mug?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Nice.
That hurts to make that noise.
I'm sure it does.
That was not pleasant. I did a good job, though, didn't I?
That was excellent.
Thank you.
That was excellent.
All right. Harry, God, what did you stop for burgers?
I know.
God. I'm blaming Harry. Harry for all this crap.
Yep. I just went out for Five Guys. I'm back.
Yeah. Speaking of which, did you hear we're getting a Shake Shack?
No.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I take an upgrade from Steak and Shake.
Oh my God! Like Steak and Shake is what you would feed the dog.
Well, I'm not.
That,
yes.
that would herd the cattle.
I'm talking shake. I'm not talking food.
Oh, I don't care about the shake. It's the burgers and the fries that are really good.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Steak and Shake's fine for shakes.
Oh, Cooper's in the lodge.
See, Harry, if you would have just kept up with him.
Well, you better get used to this, Cooper. You're going to be here for a while.
Mm.
And then Jimmy Scott starts singing. Strobe light. Whoa, strobe light.
Oh.
It would have been kind of funny if he had been dancing to the B-52 strobe light here.
That would have been good. Oh, hello, Michael Anderson.
Yep. He gets one last use out of that red suit until Fire Walk with Me.
Yep. Yeah, because I don't know if he can wear that red suit most places, It's
kind of a tough look to pull off. Maybe if you're in Texas.
And you know what I love about it is that it's 3 different shades of red.
Right. Oh, Jimmy Scott, the actual Jimmy Scott.
I seriously want a room in my house that looks like this.
I love the way this is shot.
Mm-hmm. And I love this song.
Oh, I do too. I have it on my MP3 player.
Nice.
And Michael Anderson is staring at the camera. Now, this whole shot here of Kyle MacLachlan against the strobe light.
Mm-hmm. Is pretty...
Because
pretty
Kyle is just so, motionless, but he has this intense gaze.
Mm-hmm. And he's probably thinking, I am never leaving this place, am I?
Yep. It's like I am on serious drugs at the moment, aren't I?
And if I could pull some quotes from another David Lynch project, we've met before, haven't we? Because he's been in the lodge in his dreams a couple of times.
This is true.
He's like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
Jimmy Scott fades into nothingness.
Fades into nothing.
And Cooper just...
I don't know. I think I'd be losing my mind if I were in here.
And then Andy shows up.
Oh, great. What's Andy going to do?
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's what Andy...
He's going to bring the sandwiches for when they sit and wait for the next 13 hours. God.
He should have come in with tape all over his face again.
Not a mark on it, only blood squirted out.
Nice.
I don't know. I'd rather have Andy as a cop than Chad.
That's goes without saying.
Mm-hmm.
Chad. We hate Chad.
Yep.
Oh, meanwhile, here's the train tracks where Ronnie Plesky walked across.
Where have we seen this before?
Yeah. It's like, oh, daytime now.
Here's a reminder of all the places you should never, ever go in Twin Peaks.
Right.
Ever, 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 ever.
And I really have to pee.
Seriously. Been about 10 hours.
I have to pee harder than Zane on the flight to Australia.
Oh my God. Nobody has to pee worse than that. Trust me.
That's a whole discussion we had right before this podcast.
Uh-huh. 16 hours. 16.
If you ever want to know what we talk about before the podcast, that's it.
It's pee. It's nothing but pee.
Hey, bodily functions are important.
Yeah,
it's just biology.
It's just how things work,
Urinary health is important.
It's extremely important. Andy, you can tell Andy's just hungry.
Yeah.
He's like, I just don't want to sit on this tree log anymore.
Yeah. Do you want pie?
Duh, I do. It's freaking the double R. Of course I want pie.
And maybe 3 strips of bacon to go with that. Like salty, sweet thing going on.
Oh yeah.
Little savory, little salt, little sweet. Oh, and then Del Nibbler. Probably my most hated character in Twin Peaks is Del Nibbler. No, not well. There's that and the old waiter, but
the old waiter is But
the old waiter at least had a tie in with the mystery, the supernatural.
That's true.
So that makes him a little better than Del Nibbler, I think.
I like how she can just walk up to the vault.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, do they have like any security guards whatsoever, or is Del it?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, we haven't seen Del since the pilot, remember? Because he was the
No.
one talking about, was it the 3x4s or whatever?
I like how Audrey chains herself just to the door. So if they want to open the vault, they can. They just got to push Audrey along with it.
Yeah. So it's like, all you have to do, open the door. You can go right in.
Yeah.
It's not much of a protest.
It'd be better if she,
if she put put the chain around the door so that nobody could get in.
Right, exactly. But as it is now, you could just say, "Hey, Audrey, we're opening the door. Put your feet up, sweetie."
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she figured, okay, well, I don't want to inconvenience these people.
I want to see her drink a glass of water while she's chained to that door. I don't think she thought this through.
No, she didn't, obviously, because she's sending Del out for a glass of water.
First of all, she can't drink it very easily. Second of all, she's going to have to pee, and she's chained to that door.
Right.
And that's not going to be fun or pretty if it has to happen.
Right. And now we're back to pee.
Poor Audrey.
Yep.
I like how Del gets the water and then thinks about maybe calling.
Now this would be the part that normally, if you're me, you would just fast forward through.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could fast forward through Del walking
and
not lose a damn thing.
Del feeds her the water, so that's how that works.
I know David Lynch has this great fascination with old men walking slowly, but
you know what? You know what I'm realizing about Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
That everybody who owns businesses in this town are just jerks because these poor old men have to work into their hundreds.
Right.
These businesses must have the shittiest retirement plans of any businesses in the country.
Exactly.
Either that or these are just really dedicated old men. I don't know which one is which, but...
It's like a dire need of a good 401k program.
Right? Yeah. Oh, and here is Andrew and Pete.
Or at least some investments. Good investment counselor.
Del Nibbler as I live and breathe.
So here's Pete and Andrew showing up.
Yeah, it's not... But the funeral and the flowers and the choir boys. Everybody's dead when there's choir boys.
And every time I rewatch this, I want to scream at Pete, "Pete, leave the building.
Just go away. Come on."
But he does have a purpose because he saves Audrey.
I know. That makes me very...
His death saves Audrey.
His death saves Audrey, yep. Jack Nance.
Yeah, this will be the last, time we see Jack Nance.
No, it's not the last time we see Jack Nance. But
well, I mean as Pete.
Oh, it's the last time we see Pete, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Jack Nance was the first of the Twin Peaks stars to pass away.
Yep.
So.
And then it was wasn't it Bob that that passed after that?
I think so. Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bob passed away very, very young.
Yeah, Frank Silva. Yeah.
See, look, she can just back up and open
I know.
the door. Like she did not think this through.
It's like, hey, I'm a door ornament.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever. That's nice.
As for Agent Cooper.
Yeah, I'm kind of busy here, so maybe I'll get around to that later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yes. Trust the guy with the Coke bottle glasses to look at something.
I would rather watch Sweeping right now.
Sweeping does have its charms compared to this. At least have Glass Onion playing.
Green Onions, yeah.
Green Onion. Yes, I always confuse that with Glass Onion from the Beatles.
I gotcha. Yes.
But yes, Green Onions. You're absolutely right. By Booker T and the MGs.
Booker T and the MGs.
That I remember at least.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Jack's doing.
Doop 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 doop.
Is anybody here?
Oh.
So
somebody had a baby. Mazel tov.
Somebody needs to just put Del down out of his misery.
I just don't. Yeah, just this town needs a retirement plan. Seriously.
Got you, Andrew. Love, Thomas. Hugs and kisses.
Mm-hmm. Ba-bam!
And Dale's glasses go flying into a tree.
His Harry Carey glasses.
Yep.
Aw. Money, 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 money.
He's making it rain, yo.
Money. So sad.
Oh, here we have the Briggses being cute.
The Briggses are adorable.
Kissy.
You have to love them. They're just adorable.
And Bobby is looking over at him, being cute with Shelley.
Aw. Makes me sad.
I love that he's drinking a Coke out of a Coke bottle with a straw.
I think that's adorable. Yes, you should get married. Are you still wearing his ring? Yeah, take it off.
Yep.
The hell's wrong with you?
Heidi.
Oh, she couldn't get her car started.
Too busy jump starting the old man.
Seconds on knock course this morning.
Busy jump starting the old man.
Which, if we remember, this is the exact same conversation they had in the first episode.
Well, see, this episode's a lot about bringing things full circle with the pilot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Bobby was there the first episode as well.
Yep.
Having some breakfast, and he didn't go to practice because he didn't feel like it, all right?
You got to do the double snap.
With her, with skipping rope with her, I did not kill her.
And just to remind you, hey, here's Dr. Jacoby with Sarah Palmer.
And we've got the two craziest people in Twin Peaks right now, right together.
Yeah, because you gotta respect Dr. Jacoby's cape game here.
I gotta say, I do love her house coat there too. That's pretty nifty.
Yeah. He's wearing a cape with a fedora.
I feel like it's sort of bringing everybody into this final episode, whether it makes any sense or not.
Yeah, it's just like, why not? It's the last episode. We're not getting renewed, so.
Mm-hmm.
Agent Cooper.
Dale Cooper.
So Briggs gets a warning, but nobody figures it out that Dale Cooper's in the Black Lodge somehow.
Harry knows. What was
the whole point of that warning then?
I am not sure.
If they did get picked up, on the off chance they did,
I think for them to try and figure out how to get him out of the lodge.
Yeah.
At some point. Seriously, if I had just a big basement in my house,
right?
Just one of those big empty basement rooms, this is what I would do with it.
I know.
I would have those 3 chairs. I would have that floor. You saw my carpet.
You've got the good start on it.
Yeah, I got red curtains.
You have the chevron. I have the carpet. You have the chevron rug.
And I'm
so jealous of that chevron rug still.
I got a cool chair, so I'm close. But I can only do what I can do.
I would do that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do the whole flooring, the whole 9 yards if I could.
Heck yeah.
Track down the lamps, statue.
This is the waiting room. If I ever decide to sell my Pez, that's what we'll do in this room. We'll just cover it with curtains, and it'll be the waiting room. Some of your friends.
Let's bring back some oldies.
Let's bring back some of your friends.
Sweating through the oldies.
Dale Cooper, this is your life. Remember me? I'm Laura Palmer.
Doesn't she look exactly like Laura Palmer?
What, she is Laura Palmer. Flick.
Reverse snap.
Oh, there's Laura. I'll see you again in 25 years.
Meanwhile.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody Vogue.
Yep. I've seen that as a tattoo. Hands like that, and then a little ribbon that says "Meanwhile." I love that.
Yeah,
tattoo.
that's a good one. That's a good one. That would be a great tattoo.
Yeah. I'm going to augment the Log Lady tattoo, and underneath it, I'm going to have a blue rose.
Nice.
Yeah. So I just got to go do it.
Very nice. Oh, There's the old waiter.
Oh, that milk will cool on you.
One and the same.
Hallelujah.
And now, because Del Nibbler wasn't enough,
now we have to wait for coffee.
Here's the old waiter shuffle.
Yeah, 5 minutes to walk 8 feet.
Right. Not even that. Maybe 5 feet.
Yeah, seriously. Don't drink the coffee, Cooper.
Don't drink the coffee.
Don't drink the coffee.
Don't take the ring.
Oh, the oil coffee.
Yep.
I just love pop figures.
Yep. For those wondering at home, I'm holding up my Black Lodge Cooper with the oily, black engine oily cup of coffee that kind of just slowly pours out like maple syrup.
Carol Stroiken in the Ted Cassidy story.
Yep. Hello, Lurch.
You rang.
It's getting cold in here. I gotta warm up my hands.
Michael J. Anderson is so great.
Yep.
Remember that Sega commercial he was on? Back around this time?
I think so.
So we sold the whole thing to Sega.
So he turns the cup around, and it's all nice and liquidy at this point.
Yeah, it just looks like coffee.
No, wait, what?
What? Hang on. Is it now? It's pudding.
Yep.
I don't know how it became.
Got the Jello pudding. Oh.
I don't know how it became pudding, but now it's pudding. And
it's like, stop rubbing your hands so I can drink this coffee.
And now it's coffee again.
It's like, I'm just messing with you, dude.
I'm just screwing around here. I'm just having some fun.
It gets really boring around here, so.
And now it's molasses.
It's chocolate syrup.
Wow, Bob! Wow. Probably the easiest line they ever had to do. That's just palindromes the whole way through.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Cheryl Lee's vocal cords.
Oh my God! This. I'm glad I have the volume down on this because.
Right, you could blow your eardrums out listening to that scream.
No, it gives me to this day. It gives me goosebumps.
And we're back to the strobe effect.
It has been 28 years, and I still get goosebumps when I hear her scream like that. Bob is grounded.
The lodge is down. The lodge is down.
We're gonna have to post a link to that on the Ghostwood Twitter feed.
Yeah. It's got such mashup material there, isn't it?
Uh-huh. So great. And so I just walked from this room. What the heck's going on?
Anybody got a map to this place? Maybe some GPS or something, maybe?
The only thing that would make the Black Lodge scarier is if those statues were weeping angels.
They are weeping angels. That's what makes them scary. Ooh.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Don't blink.
Seriously,
blink and you're dead.
One of the scariest things I ever saw.
Wrong way.
Yeah. Keep going.
It's like, well, maybe if you put up some signage, dude.
Yeah, maybe if you hadn't trapped me in here, I could figure out where I was going.
I mean, all I can do is just walk back and forth to one room to the other, and I don't think to really check out the other curtain.
Maybe it's going to be different this time. Nope.
Nope, same room.
Same room. You just got to keep walking.
Another friend.
Do you recognize this voice, Agent Cooper?
This is your life.
Mm-hmm.
And this is your afterlife.
And this is everybody you couldn't save.
Yep. Hey, Maddie. What's up? How you living?
No glasses.
Yep, she snapped him, remember?
I'm never wearing these again. Watch out for my cousin.
That's right, I forgot she was in the Black Lodge.
Yep. All right.
Because she's only in like one quick cameo scene.
Cooper, is there a reason why you keep going back the same way? Go to the other side.
Yeah,
See
it's
what happens.
like there's a different direction. You don't have to keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, well, there's only 2 studio rooms here, so we have to kind of make
Yeah.
do. Like maybe like Lynch could have like pivoted the camera around to make it
Or
look like it was
flipped
going.
or something.
Yeah,
Where'd the awesome chairs go?
it's like I just keep going back and forth. It's like,
Do-
are you guys redecorating? What's up with this?
Is your name Henry? Are you Henry Spencer?
Oh, now I've got cool contacts in.
Doppelganger.
Doppelganger.
That's how you know the doppelganger. They have the crazy eyes.
The doppelgangbanger.
Creepy. Meanwhile, oh, that woman has some pipes on her.
Seriously.
She is unbelievably fantastic.
And in the reversed effect on this, on her screams, it's crazy. And then we see Windom Earle's face really fast.
Yeah, she's incredible. I cannot say enough wonderful things about Cheryl Lee. Scares.
What year is this?
Oh my God! I can't even. That scared the living daylights out of me.
Right.
I was just.
There's actually a shirt of Carrie Page screaming that's available on the Showtime store.
Nice.
I'd be tempted to get that.
Cooper, you've been stabbed in the belly. Remember what that's like?
Yeah, remember. Hey, flashbacks.
You've been stabbed.
Remember Pittsburgh?
This is just like Pittsburgh.
Just like that time in Pittsburgh, huh, Cooper?
He's been stabbed in the stomach. He's been shot in the stomach. I don't know how he can still eat bacon.
Right, because speaking as someone with less colon than most people, yeah, he should at least have like some kind of like just as maybe his lower intestine at this point, not much of his upper.
Yeah. Annie?
He probably has to take like Imodium like twice a day, like I do.
Oh, that's no fun. Oh, poor Annie.
Annie, are you okay? Help!
And she's also in that terrible dress.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's Caroline's dress. It's not her dress.
And we wore stuff like that. Was an '80s thing. We wore that kind of stuff in the 80s.
I know, but that was it can't fault Annie for being put in Caroline's dress. That's all Windom Earle's fantasy thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then Heather Graham goes on, of course, to be in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
And Boogie Nights, my favorite thing after this that she's done. Annie? Face of the man who killed you?
Why are you speaking in subtitles?
Yeah, it was my husband. Who's Annie?
Who's Annie?
That's me.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
And then she turns into Caroline.
Caroline. Poor Caroline. I mean, it had to have been terrible being married to Windom Earle in the first place.
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
So the question is, how did Caroline get in the lodge?
Caroline's in the lodge because Dale and
there's Shirley screaming again.
Because Dale and Windom Earle are both in there. Dale Cooper. Yeah.
Cooper. He talks just like Jean Reno.
He does.
Cooper.
Everybody happy.
Everybody happy.
Oh, jeez.
Torn between two lovers.
Those 90s dresses with the stupid giant bows on them.
And kind of poofy shoulders.
Yeah.
It's a nice velvet, though.
Granted, mostly because I was terrified of people, but those dresses were another really good reason to never go to homecoming. Oh, if you give you your soul, I'll let Annie live. Yeah, you don't get the bargain this way.
Can I get that in writing?
And that's not how this works.
Nope. And this is Windom Earle's big mistake.
Mm-hmm. He thinks he can hold the cards, but no, he sure can't.
Nope. And then Bob calls a timeout on that one. Flag on the play.
You're just going to have to tell me when it's over. All right, I'll just hold my hand up to one half of the screen.
Yeah. Be quiet.
Uh-huh.
And there's Xanon. Oh, wait. No, that's Bob.
You go.
Yep. He's wrong.
See, yeah, this is where he's like, you think you can control the Black Lodge?
Can't
hold my beer.
ask for your soul.
I will take his. Yeah. Yeah, this is my turf, yo. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and you not doing that in my house. This is my house.
My house, and these are my rules.
Exactly.
And this is how we play this game in my house. All right? Oh!
Windom Earle, this one's for you.
Good night, everybody. Yep. See you later, Windom Earle. You have met your match.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be ya. Oh, goodness. This whole running scene is just so creepy.
Yeah. And then here's MacLachlan, like, tripping balls in the background.
This is and she can't go to hospital because she says she is, quote, tripping balls.
Exactly.
And this here is the birth of Doppelganger Cooper. So
Doppelganger Cooper with the crazy white contacts.
I did not kill anybody.
There's some serious cataract action going on in this lodge.
Yeah.
And this is all we get of Ray Wise as Leland until the return.
Mm-hmm.
And then we only get about as much.
Yeah. Help Laura.
Yep. Everybody's in on it.
Yeah. See, this is...
Yep. Mr. C.
This is Mr. C. Yep.
The birth of Mr. C. The
birth of Mr. C. I don't know where Dougie Jones is right now.
Right.
He moves like a cobra.
That was such a great line.
I love that. Douglas Jones moves like a cobra. Oh, man.
And now we're going full, like, final episode of The Prisoner.
Oh, my God. Seriously, where are the Beatles?
Love, love, love. And here's Bob, and then you pull off his mask, and there's a monkey underneath.
Oh, my goodness. I have not seen the last episode of The Prisoner in...
Fallout.
Like, I think it's probably been 17 years.
Yeah.
Because Chris and I bought ourselves the Prisoner box set when we got married.
Right.
And we pretty much binged it. And I think it's been about that amount of time since I've seen it.
I'd say it's time for a rewatch.
I think it is, man.
I love The Prisoner. I've got it on Blu-ray.
I love The Prisoner.
I love the comic sequel by Dean Motter.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's really good. Shattered Visage.
Yeah, I've got that somewhere.
Really good. Oh, and there was a good one by Peter Milligan that was out not too long ago, a miniseries.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think I only got a
by Titan Comics. But that's Prisoner podcast. We'll be back to the Twin Peaks podcast.
Oh my gosh!
Because we have a big scene coming up. Cooper's out of the lodge, or is he?
Or is he? ...
Question mark. The end. Or question. Oh, Zan's showing me The Prisoner. Is it soundtrack? Nice. And vinyl, even.
I know, right?
Excellent.
I actually bought this for an ex-boyfriend fan of The Prisoner.
Boyfriend friend? Yeah.
Yeah, boyfriend fan of The Prisoner. And,
Cooper, I need to brush my teeth.
I need to brush my teeth.
That's one of my favorite lines from this.
Mm-hmm. He thought it was stupid because it was a bootleg fan club thing. So when we broke up and he gave me back everything I ever gave him, I got this back. So sweet.
Nice.
So Comes with a little making of book.
I guess he needed to brush his teeth.
I guess he's got to brush his teeth. I mean, he's been in there for 17 hours. He's probably.
What are you doing in there? Like they're banging on the door.
Don't come in
Cooper?
here. Don't come in here.
I'm busy. Having a little me time.
And see, right here.
I'm an executive time.
Me back in 1991. I'm watching this going, something's not right.
Now, Cooper, that's just a waste of toothpaste.
And just not wanting to believe it. I just didn't want to believe it. And then
all that wasted Aquafresh.
And then you could see.
And then we recoil in horror.
You can actually pinpoint the moment where my heart rips in half.
Yeah. This is the moment where like every Twin Peaks fan just started screaming.
Just loses their damn minds.
And then it's like Cooper has been possessed by Bob. No.
This is the worst thing that could have ever happened. And I believe right here, this is why Annie says she's fine. Because she's forever answering the question, how's Annie? I'm fine.
So here's the question now. Okay.
Oh, that's just right there.
Yes, right there, that moment. The executive producers, Mark Frost and David Lynch.
That is the exact moment where my heart rips in half.
And you're like, no, come
I can't handle this anymore.
I don't want to live.
I don't want to live in a world where Cooper is Bob.
Yep.
Oh.
So let's see if Game of Thrones can top that.
No.
Nope.
A heartbreak? No.
No, they're not going to.
No. Absolutely not.
Oh, and then we get to see Laura's upside down face in Cooper's coffee cup.
Oh, Laura.
Easter egg.
I'd rather watch a repeat of an old boxing match on loop than have to watch that again. Oh my goodness. It's still heart-wrenching to this day.
It is.
And that's why...
But it's a little easier to take, you have to admit.
It's a little easier to take. And this is why I'm looking forward to watching The Return again.
Yeah.
Because I'm not impatient anymore. I can let this stuff, sweeping and, her uncle is coming for dinner! All that stuff.
Well, so, you know what to expect, so you can kind of, you can kind of internally pace yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's coming, and therefore it's going to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because I know what's going to happen. And I know my heart's going to break again.
Right.
So.
But of course, But of course, back in the day, we're just like, what happens now? What are we going to do? And it obviously took us 25 years to get the announcement that, hey, Twin Peaks was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I take that back because we did have the prequel, but then after that.
We did.
It did. Obviously, we wanted from the prequel, we wanted to get answers, like a resolution to the cliffhanger, which of course we never got.
I don't know what's wrong with us thinking David Lynch is going to give us answers. What's our
stupid Twin Peaks fans wanting answers and stuff?
We are not that smart.
Nope.
We're
just setting ourselves up for heartbreak.
We are just setting ourselves up for heartbreak.
No.
It's just a constant thing.
So, obviously, since we've talked about this before, I'm going to go with my same rating. 9.5 out of 10 shattered mirrors from back in the That's what I did way back in episode 5, yes.
I'm sure I did 9.5, but I'm wondering what I did. What did I do? Yeah. I have to pick another. I'll pick another one, and then you can tell me what I rated it before.
Yeah, we'll see if we match it up. Yeah.
All right. So
I cheated because I still had my notes, but.
Nice. Yeah, all right. Yeah. So we have 9.5.
I have like a little 3-ring binder with all this stuff in it. So.
Nice.
It's for my eventual book.
I'm going to do 9.5 pairs of Harry Carey glasses.
Nice. All right. Let's see if she's right. Let's see if we have a match.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, obviously I'd love to give this one a 10, but that damn cliffhanger.
Yeah, it loses half a point for breaking my heart.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's like I'm going to deduct a point, half a point for the therapy that I went through after watching this episode.
Yeah, my trust issues, my broken heart, all of it.
all my hopes and dreams for the next 25 years.
My dreams. Yeah, it loses a point for that, for sure.
For my shattered soul.
For my shattered dreams. Yeah. Because David Lynch, you've given me nothing but shattered dreams.
And Mark Frost. I'm not going to let Mark off the hook for that.
Feels like I could run away from this empty heart.
But hey, if we didn't, then we wouldn't have this podcast to talk about. So
that's true. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, those of us who were heartbroken by this,
right?
We're still talking about it. So good for you, David Lynch.
Yep.
But good for you, Mark Frost.
And see, this is why we have to do this podcast, because we couldn't afford therapy.
That's the thing. Yeah, this is still our therapy. This is 25 years later.
This is the cheap version of therapy.
Seriously. Oh,
where
my goodness.
We can commiserate our pain together and share it. Yep.
Yes, we sure can.
Exactly.
All right.
I feel your pain.
I feel your pain.
All right. So next time on Ghostwood, what are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk The Return, or do we want to talk something else in the meantime?
Well, we have a couple of options.
Yes.
Because I would like to, now I will be gone for the next couple of weeks, so we're gonna have to skip a week because I'm gonna be gone.
Yeah, Xana's gonna be unavailable, but
yes.
So we're gonna take a little bit of a hiatus just for probably like an extra 2 weeks off or something.
Yeah, it's just I won't be here for 2 weeks. I'll be here I'll be back 3 weeks later.
Yeah. So we'll try to get back on track as soon as we can.
As soon as we can, yes. And in that time, Criterion Blue Velvet will have been released.
Oh,
so
we've talked Blue Velvet, but I don't think we've done the commentary for that, if I recall correctly.
Well, we also haven't talked about the Criterion. I'm just specifically talking the Criterion.
Oh, okay, yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Go through like all the special features and whatnot.
Yeah, all the stuff that we.
That's a good idea, because
So we could take a little break from Twin Peaks between series and do that, and then we could pick back up with commentary on The Return.
Okay. Because that should be. I think that comes out at the end of the month of May.
May 28th. So put your pre-orders in, kids.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to cross that one off my birthday list. Because it was on there.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll cross that one off the birthday list. It's like, if you bought that, take it back, or give it to me. Give it to me now. So. Yeah. No,
I figured you just pre-ordered it like I did, so I didn't buy you that for your birthday.
But okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll go through the Blue Velvet Criterion edition. That sounds excellent.
All right, because that'll just be released.
Yep. All nice and spiffy on the Blu-rays.
I know, so nice.
Yeah, because that's a big upgrade for me, because I just have the DVD. So
me too. Yeah.
I'm definitely upgrading.
Good news for you.
Yes.
The end of June.
Yeah.
Lost Highway is finally getting an American Blu-ray release.
Yes. Nice.
Yes. So that'll be awesome. So.
Excellent.
I have the European Blu-ray, so I'm good with that for right now. But
because you got that spiffy All Regions Blu-ray player we talked about last time, which I'm all kind of jealous over.
You just come over and watch whatever region you want to watch. We'll do it.
For the record, okay, so I'm jealous of your carpet. I'm jealous of your CD collection. I am jealous of your All Region Blu-ray player. I could probably keep going on for about the next hour about stuff I'm jealous of.
You just got to come over to my house to play more often.
Seriously, it's like Disney World there.
It's like Ghostwood in here.
It's like Ghostwood in here. Exactly. Nicely done. Very good.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna take a little break, but we'll be back as soon as we can. Hopefully in a few weeks. So give you plenty of time to watch Blue Velvet, just like we will.
Mm-hmm.
And come on back. We'll talk the Blue Velvet Criterion. So in the meantime, if you want to drop us a line, let us know what you thought of this finale or Blue Velvet. Hey, we'd love to hear your thoughts on Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of you out there have some. Drop us a line at ghostwoodpodcast@gmail.com.
The Gmail.
The Gmail, ghostwoodpodcast at gmail.com, or at ghostwoodcast on the Twitter, or Ghostwood the Twin Peaks Podcast on Facebook. Please like and follow us there. The more people we get, the more attention we get, and helps us build our little podcast into a nice little community of Twin Peaks geeks. I know we've got a pretty good amount of following on Twitter.
Yeah, good for us for
we've
the Twitter.
We've got like 300, around 300 on Twitter. We're doing really well there. Facebook could use some help. So, tell your parents on Facebook to like us.
Yeah, that's the thing. Facebook could use some help just in general.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but thanks everybody for liking and following us on Twitter, and hope you're enjoying the podcast. And Zan, where can they reach you on the interwebs?
I am on the Instagrams and the Twitters.
Yeah.
At Udinax19. And of course, you can find me on the Facebook Ghostwood group. Ghostwood the Twin Peaks Podcast. What about you, Charles?
Well, of course, at Charles Skaggs on Twitter, at Charles Skaggs on Insta, or my blog of geeky things.
Damn good coffee and hot.
Damn good coffee and hot, where I talk about all the stuff we talk about here on Ghostwood, including David Lynch, Twin Peaks, Blue Velvet, any kind of David Lynch films. Course, or news of my other podcasts I do for Southgate Media, including Next Stop Everywhere, the Doctor Who podcast. That podcast I like to confuse our podcast with.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Especially that episode 139 with Zan.
Oh, that circus one? I love that one.
Yeah, where we talk the greatest show in the galaxy,
Yeah, just shut up and eat your popcorn, Charles.
Nice. I need to schedule you to come back sometime, 2025 at this point?
Yeah,
when you have an opening, because love to have you back on.
Whenever we'll pick an episode.
Whatever you want to talk about. I'm game to talk about.
Yeah, we could pick an episode. That's fine by me.
Yeah, please do, because I had a ball talking Doctor Who with you. And of course, Titan Talk, Titans Podcast, where we're currently finishing up the first season of Doom Patrol for DC Universe, which has been outstanding and very underrated. And if you're like a David Lynch fan of weird stuff, like if you like the Umbrella Academy on Netflix, you would definitely love Doom Patrol. Highly recommend it.
Yeah,
it's that quality too. So very cool. And then we'll talk Titan season 2 later in the fall when that comes back. So. Other than that, I think that about does it. Also, of course, Charles Skaggs on Facebook, but I forgot to mention that. And I think that's it. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I'm good. Just come on back and.
Yeah, we talked a couple hours, so you've gotten to hear us, a lot of us, but we had a lot to talk about.
Sheriff, we had a lot to talk about.
Exactly.
Heck yeah.
All right, so Zan, have safe travels on your trip.
Thank you very much.
And everybody, come on back here in a few weeks. We will talk Blue Velvet, the Criterion Collection.
Heck yeah.
It's going to be good. So come on back, episode 56. We'll see you next time right here, Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks Podcast. Bye, everybody.